gameplay slash verbal tutorial on things you can do and obtain to help you progress in the game early on and to help you feel way more OP than you first started. I looked on a lot of videos on YouTube and a lot of things aren't explained the way I would have liked it when I've searched stuff up. So yeah, let's get to it. First off, when you start this game, you're gonna have crappy armor, crappy weapons. You are not gonna be able to really do much. Besides fight low with your monsters, which everybody's gonna have to start somewhere. So, yeah, that's one thing you cannot skip. You can't pay to progress that any faster or anything like that. Armor that's very easy and obtainable to get early on is armor like this. You can pause the video and check it out. All this stuff is easy to get early on except for that weapon, which I'll show you different class, which I'll show you a different class that has another weapon that's easier to get early on. All those pieces are power surge. Power surge is a way of upgrading your armor. Like I said, you can rewind the video, pause it, check what perks I have on it. I have 5 perks on +6 with this build. This is a fairly easy build to obtain early on. It's not bad at all. I do have a sword class. I like the sword class. It's very overpowered. I heard it had a rework. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I just love the combos. But I also have the axe build, so on. I won't be able to show you my loadouts in here. But yeah, the fire weapon is usually the easiest to get early on. That's gonna really, it could pretty much take you through the whole game, the first round. You could build it somewhat similar to what I have, except you won't have cunning. I believe you could end up having Hunter's Rage, which is or Enrage instead, which is not bad at all. Right now, I'm doing what's called escalation. I'm farming up materials to get legendary items. As you can see, I'm level 20 maxed out. I can prestige. That little 3 on the bottom is kind of like a prestige. I can go to 4, but I'm kind of grinding out escalations before I do, because you kind of can't be low level for this. I mean, you can progress in the escalation itself and earn talents to get you passive things to help you out in this. Gives you more damage, more healing, more armor, stuff like that. So a lot of people don't tell you that when you first start off this game and everything, those you know, it's not easy to get all those legendary pieces. It's not a 1-2-3 thing. It's a grind, you know. And you know, a lot of YouTubers, they show you all these armors and these weapons and these perks, but they don't really tell you how much of the grind it takes to get there. They talk like it's easy, but it really isn't. It is, but it isn't. All you need to do, basically, if you could run through the game and prestige once or twice, you could pretty much get to this point. So depending how much you play, you could get with it within a couple of days, you could get within a week and a half or whatever. If you don't play that often, probably it'll take you a month. Um, so it's not too much of a bad grind, but yeah, it's a little grind. Um, each you when you become better in this game, you're not gonna run full one piece sets like a full fire set or a full ice set. You're gonna have mix and match pieces to work with the perks that you have, to work with your game style, the way you play, the way you feel like you can own these enemies, these monsters, these monstars. They're the real MVP of this game, not us. But yeah, so a lot of these people showing you 5,000 DPS, 6,000 DPS, 10,000 DPS. Most of the time, they're in escalation, and they have a lot of passive buffs that help them get there. And it's not all raw DPS, it's not all raw fucking build power. You get a lot of help in the when you progress in the escalation table, because you can spend your talent points on these skills that help you out here. A lot of people don't tell you that. They'll say, hey, you know, this is the new OP build, yada yada yada. I'm gonna show you how it works now, and then they bring you through an escalation match, because a lot of people that's starting off won't know that this is the escalation and not a regular hunt, and they'll show you all this DPS. I just started escalation, so my DPS that you see here now is pretty close to my raw DPS. Yeah, it's pretty close to my raw DPS. I think I have a little more crit chance right now, but yeah, pretty close. In a regular hunt, these monsters are a lot tougher in my opinion. They're not as easy as right now. This, like for example, this monster is called the Shroud. You won't get to face him until the last island in the campaign, in the hunt, and he is really overpowered. Right now we're facing a normal one, and in the hunt you could face a 1, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, level 20, 25, and it'll be a heroic, you know. Right now, that's why I got this sword. This sword, you won't be able to make this sword. It's a transmog, it's a skin that I have on it. But you won't be able to make this sword until you can reach the second to last island. But there's an early on sword you can get called the Boris sword. It's not called the Boris sword, but it's a sword made by killing Boris, and you find him pretty early on in the game. That weapon is pretty OP for beginners. I highly recommend it. If you power surge it in the beginning, when you work through the first couple campaign quests, it'll give you about, I believe, 8 free ether hearts. Use those wisely. If I was you, this armor build that I have right now, I would really power surge this build first. Some of these pieces you won't get to a little later, like Pangar, you'll find them a little early on. So pretty much your first run through the game, you'll be able to get all these pieces right here, these armor pieces. You probably won't be able to get this the first run through unless you grind that second to last map out a lot. But those last two islands, they're really tough for beginners. It's still a little even tough for me now, and you know, if I don't have a good team, yeah, It's not that easy. But the first 70% of the game, I can run through and pretty much kill all these behemoths by myself. Not in escalation. This is escalation that I'm in right now. Escalation is a little different. You can't really solo this because if you got other players with you, it scales up, so they're a little harder. So definitely teamwork if you have other players with you. If you're doing this by yourself and don't matchmake, it's gonna scale, and it's gonna be based upon how many players is in the map, how much easier it is than normal. Oh, he just demolished me. That guy did not like me. And I don't like him either, that's why I staggered him. You're gonna have two... With a sword, you're gonna have two main damage points. The sword, I noticed, base damage, it's good for part damage. Its part damage is overall better than the other damage it dishes out. The second best damage when you stack it, it's stagger. For some reason I can't get good wound damage on the sword, but there's a pike for that. Pikes out here do really good wound damage. I haven't tried one out yet, but I definitely made a pike. For those tuning into this video a little late, you can rewind if you want to recap on the beginning, starting off in this game. Your stagger damage is basically what's going to bring the monster down onto the ground like that. Your wound damage is pretty much going to open up, basically, I don't really know. I don't do wound damage. So, yeah. That's that on that one. Your part damage is what you're eventually going to want to end up having at least one loadout of. You're going to want to have a loadout of some good part damage. Part damage is going to get you the material you need to make the items you need faster. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now if you want, you can enjoy some gameplay of this build. If you want to work on this build, like I said, you can get this build first time around beating the game. It's not that hard. It's about a 12-hour grind if you're on all day, so it's about a 12-hour grind. Maybe it could be shorter. We got people to help you out. But yeah, you can pretty much get your first run through the game within the first 12 hours and have this whole set right here, and pretty much not feel useless to these higher level monsters. I was gonna get you, dude. I can't get all of you. Alright, time to do some damage. Ooh. That's Agnes Argus for you. I hate this guy. Oh, you still down? No. I'm trying to get you, buddy. I'm trying to get you. Hang in there. So basically, how to unlock escalation. I didn't really explain that yet. Unlocking escalation, you pretty much do the quest. I didn't find out until later, until I already beat the game twice. Basically got to my second prestige with my sword. I didn't find out that there was an escalation. It's an easy way to farm for your legendary. I think it's easier than when you got the right build and right gameplay or team. I think it's a little easier than the monsters in Monster Hunter, like I said earlier. But Ooh. Yeah, basically your first time around, um, if you do the quest while you're doing all your hunts and making it, you know, progressing in levels so you can get to level 20 in prestige, um, you can do the quest talking to the few people in the town, and that'll pretty much unlock escalation. In the beginning, it's gonna tell you to do this escalation, which is Terra escalation. It's gonna tell you to do this on easy, which is level 10 to, I believe it's level 1 to 13. I don't actually think you run until level 1, but yeah, it's 1 to 13 escalation instead of this one, which is 10 to 50. Um, but yeah, once you get your first round, this is no legendaries. It's one round, easily one playthrough of the game. Just power leveling all the way up to 20, just going to every island and then grinding up the second to last island a little more to get the sword. You could pretty much get that same build that I have on right now. And that build right there, it will help you farm up your legendaries that you want a lot easier. But yeah, that's it for today. So I wanted to let you guys know, you know, just be careful for looking up DPS videos when they show you their example of the video itself, of the DPS itself, and they're in escalation. Just keep in mind that they have a lot of boost, a lot of escalation perks that they get added on top of their regular in-game perks. Yeah. I'm a weakling to Dauntless, so it's not hard. Have a good one. Space out.